Hi everyone, this tutorial is to show you how I've created the slideshows in my music video. So let's get started. Now we're going to settings, and in settings we do 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second, and click save. Right click and get new Fusion composition. We'll drag that down to the timeline. We'll go into Fusion, move that media output out of the way. We'll right click and go into import media. We'll get two images, one particles, click open. We'll drag one of the image to the timeline, to the working area. Press F2 and rename it image. Click OK. Now we'll get the transform. Let me link those two together. Rename the transform controller. Click OK. Now we'll set that up in the image view area. And as you can see, the size is way different from what 1920 by 1080. So now we need to use a background to bring the size to the right proportion that we need. So if you drag the merge to the screen, now it's 1920 by 1080, as you can see at the top right. Now we'll get the transform. And now we'll rename that. If you press F2 on the keyboard and rename it animation, click OK. Drag that to the timeline. Bring the timeline to the end. Click on the diamond to create the animation. Now bring the timeline down to 0 and make the size about 1.3, thereabouts. Drag a text to the working area. You can type whatever you like. I'm going to type DaVinci Resolve. Appropriate. Right click on the blank area and choose character level styling. Then go to modifier, highlight the top text, come over here and make it bold and bring the size up a little, and go to the second text and make that regular in size. Now we'll get to merge, connect the yellow to the animation and the green to the text. Set that up to the screen. Now if you hit Control spacebar and then get drop shadow, add that. Go over and bring the drop distance to 0. Now hit Control spacebar to get the Gaussian blur. Now connect the yellow to the animation from the Gaussian blur. Now from the media pool, we'll go and get the particles. Now click F2 and we will rename it particles. Send it to the screen. And now we'll get a merge. Connect the yellow handle to merge to and the green to particles. Go over to apply mode and change normal to screen. Get another background and rename it to matte. Get a polygon and connect it to the matte. Hold down Control and scroll down to make the window smaller. Bring the timeline up to the end. Now click on the polygon and make your shape. Over to the right click and set your animation set key. Bring the timeline back to 0, highlight the shapes and drag it out of the window. Highlight both top ends and bring them down to a shape like this. Set the windows to fit. Go to Spline. Click on Size. Press F4 for a bigger screen. Highlight both keyframes and then press S on your keyboard for a smooth transition. Click on Polygon Polyline, highlight the keyframes, drag the handle to 0 for a smooth transition, and then get out of Spline window. We now need another merge. Which will connect the yellow point to the matte. And the green point to Gaussian blur. Click on the merge and then Control spacebar for drop shadow. Get a merge, connect the green to drop shadow and the yellow to merge 3. Now highlight merge 5 and get the color corrector. Bring the contrast up a little. Click on drop shadow. Take the blur all the way up and drop distance all the way down. Now connect the output of the color corrector to the input of the output node, and then go to the edit window. Now go to playback, scroll to render cache, and choose Smart Render. And there you go. It's looking really lovely. We can now change the background picture and use the other one by Control-C, Control-V to paste, and we'll go into Fusion page. We can remove the first pick and add a new pick. We can also edit the text by changing color, and add additional text. This is Star Studio signing out. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye now.